David's first failure was a loss of focus, but his second one was more fatal. Failure number 2, if you're still taking notes, was his pursuit of sin. David's failure went from just kind of being bored and idle hands to pursuing sin. David saw her and she was beautiful, and in his mind, she fell into the category of everything I see is mine. I'm the king. Number 1, I own everything, and I deserve her. Even after he learned she was married, and not just to anyone, but one of his trusted soldiers, a man that was out fighting a battle that David actually should have been out leading, and she belonged to him. And just like that, David ran after sin and failure. Now, I'm sure he didn't get up one day and say, my plan is to fail. My plan is to, be immoral. My plan is to take this woman that belongs to somebody else. But here's something I believe to be true. It's not on your note cards, but it's a freebie, is that no one plans to fail, but too few plan not to fail. And that's true. Most of us don't plan not to fail, right? I mean, we don't get up and plan to fail, right? And one of the goals of this message is to help us plan not to fail, because it's not enough to be on the defense against failure. We have to also be on the offense as well. So quickly, and this is also not in your notes, but here are three things we can do to plan not to fail. And you can write this somewhere else if you want to be reminded. Number 1, set boundaries in your life. Like guardrails, right? We preach a series on guardrails. We need to set boundaries. These are the things I'm not going to go near, right? They may not even be sins, right? But you know that they're going to lead you down a wrong path. If drinking alcohol is not good for you, a bad idea for you, set a boundary. If you're single and in love, don't wait till it's 3 a.m. and you've been getting hot and heavy to make a decision not to spend the night. You need to set guardrails and boundaries and say, this is what I'm going to be on the defense against failure, because I don't want to fail, and so I'm going to be careful what I do. And the list of examples could go on. And I'm just not going here or there or doing this and that because they're boundaries. Number 2, if you want to fight, have a good defense, you need to have a good offense. Create good habits for your life. That's the second one. So the first one's boundaries. The second one is good habits, right? If boundaries are a defense, habits are an offense. Spending time reading your Bible every day, that's a habit. Talking to God for at least a few minutes a day, it's a habit. Being in a life group at least one semester a year, that's a habit that you develop that's good, right? Getting on a serve team is a habit. Going to church every week, yeah, it's a habit, but it's a good habit. It will help you to have a good offense. Having a trusted small group of friends who really know you and you can share your struggles and your victories with them, that's a really good habit to have in your life. Here's the last one. Let's call it this, a list of never-evers. We all need a list of never-evers in our lives, right? If you want to avoid some of the failures in life, there needs to be a list of things that you will never, ever do, no matter what the circumstance is, right? I'm never going to do this drug or drink this drink, right? I'm never going to travel alone with a person of the opposite sex who is not my spouse for work or whatever, right? I'm never going to get involved with someone who is married to someone else. Never, ever, never, ever, never, ever, right? They're never evers. I'm never going to take money or time that doesn't belong to me from my employer. These are just some examples, and they need to be personal to you. But that's that third step. Create a list of never evers in your heart and your life. They're going to help you. And David's first failure was loss of focus, and his second was the pursuit of sin. Let's go back into the text and pick up.